Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we are actually live. Let me just double check on this thing. Okay, I'm gonna send the thing to the group. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so if you want to share to your friends, that is the link, basically. Yeah,
Oh, you shared on Facebook. Oh, okay, got it.
I could share on
Yeah,
there.
the WhatsApp group. Okay, got it.
Yes. So give me. Let me just share a fair. Let me
Then
just
I
share.
need to add in my timeline, right?
Hmm?
Because you tag me, right?
Yeah, actually, no. You can add your timeline, or you can just share on this. But I haven't shared on Facebook. Those basically,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Is it live already?
It's already live.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because I want to tilt my phone so that I can I can.
I mean, well, it's 9, and there's about like 11 people now watching, and just hey,
Okay.
welcome all. Yeah, so you can just get people. Hi, I'm not too sure if you know any one of us, but I'm Daniel. I have Amelia and Tressie together with me, and yeah. Uh, Basically, today we are essentially doing a bit of a pledge. What we are, well, actually, Tressie and I are doing a pledge. Amelia has already done it, and we are planning to raise funds for Sabah. Actually, before we start, let's get Tressie and Amelia to introduce themselves a bit and share like what are you guys working on and how you are involved in this essentially. So, Amelia, maybe you go first. Like you are our pioneer. Yeah, just like that.
And you
okay.
have finished your mission, at
Yes, I have
least.
finished my mission. This is my proof. So yeah, hi, I'm Amelia, and I'm from 100% Project. It's a crowdfunding platform originally for education, but because of the COVID situation, we've kind of opened up our platform to raise funds for any initiatives that is related to COVID aid. So be it education, food aid, PPE, and all that. So when the third wave hit, we saw that Sabah was really badly hit. And at that time, I was connected to Tressie and basically just reached out to her to ask her how she was doing. And she was telling me that, oh, the situation here is very dire. And we were just thinking about what to do. And we were basically thinking, okay, why don't we raise funds for PPE? And that's how we basically started this COVID support fund in 100% Project. But, like funding has kind of been a bit slow in this space. I think maybe because of just donor fatigue, and I guess it's just depressing, right? This is like the third time and we're all stuck at home and like numbers are going up. So decided and at the time we were part of this group, and William Cha from Kembara actually did a head shave thing, to raise funds. And I thought like that was actually a really interesting idea to kind of just get people excited again about fundraising. And, inspired by all these TikTok challenges, right? Tressie and I were talking about all these TikTok challenges, how people like love TikTok challenges. So why not do a challenge that is fun, but also meaningful? So that's how we started this challenge.
And Tracy, like basically, like why do you agree to do this?
Well, it was inspired by Amelia because she was so warm, and then she just suggested to to invite actually the original ideas was having 13 girls,
Mhm.
among all the states, the 13 states, and then one will be the ambassador to represent the state. So, but then now we end up only Amelia and myself.
We'll get more girls after this, hopefully.
Yes, actually, we want one ambassador. At least one representative to start off first, and then
Mhm.
followed by many girls. We preferred girls because we have the impact. We also welcome guys to do it. Yeah.
I also
Any
I also
guys-
I laugh out. Basically, it's like why?
But you can have an option to wax your legs, instead of shaving your head, for men.
So, I mean, before I actually say how my involvement is, like Amelia and Tressie, what do you guys do? What's your day job like? What and like what's in it for you to do this?
Okay. For myself, I'm a professional architect. So I've been working as an architect for more than 20 years. So I, beside my day job, I actually do a lot of NGO things, a lot of NGO activities. Like I help many different communities to minimize pollution, to improve the environment by upcycling. Because in Sabah we have a lot of fire burning on rubbish and plastic, so we don't have a proper garbage management in most of the rural area like kampung. So that's why the kampung people have to burn their plastic rubbish or any household items. So that is one of my motivation to teach them how to upcycle the waste into something that is beautiful and practical, in their life, and also this can be a merchandise product, so to sell, and in return they also gain profit from selling the merchandise item. So it's a circular economy, among the community. So instead of like depending on the government to feed them, and also at the same time, pollute their environment. So that was my pilot project under Upcycle Shack. Then after that, I have a second project coming. It's called Craft for a Cause. Craft
Okay.
as in craft tangan, Malay words, KRAF, craft tangan. So we are making fabric face masks similar as what Amelia is doing, but this one is a social enterprise project. Is to gain some income, for the OKU and also the underprivileged community. So yeah. So beside my day job, these are my activities, during the weekends and the spare time.
And Amelia, what about you? Like I know you do also, like you're with 100% Project, but like what are you working on?
What else am I working on? I guess I've been in this NGO space for a while. I started off as a fundraiser in Teach for Malaysia. I guess I'm still fundraising. 100% Project is actually kind of inspired by my work in Teach for Malaysia, where we actually saw a lot of teachers trying to fundraise for their initiative, a lot of fellows. And we ran a digital fundraising campaign and realized that actually a lot of people want to give to education, but just didn't know where or how. And so we started that platform, 100% Project, to help people raise funds. But aside from that, I'm also running another social enterprise called Mangosteen. We basically sell hotel amenities, and also we have retail products. So during COVID, we actually started a range of hand sanitizers made by Orang Asli mothers, and also reusable face masks as well that are made by a community of mothers from the B40 Orang Asli and refugee communities. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's kind of like what I've been up to. Still in the social enterprise space, still in the NGO space.
So how I got involved in this was actually because during the last MCO, during the first lockdown, we actually started this group called Rumah Kita, essentially to help distribute and secure PPEs for hospitals and also trying to find a better logistic network to actually send face shield, face masks to different parts of Malaysia. And I'm connected to I think Tressie and my mutual friend Mel from Sabah, and so essentially this is a network. And the other time when we saw William was raising funds, then I think I think I was like nudging Amelia. I was like, "Hey, want to do a like?" But unfortunately, like what Tressie said, like, I'm a dude. I don't have much hair. I have like hair in front of my face, so I'm gonna shave bald too. So this is a commitment, and our goal basically at this point in time is to try to raise 20,000 ringgit. So when it hit 10,000, ringgit, Tressie will be shaving bald, and she'll be live streaming it over there. I, I had the privilege and the honor to witness Amelia's shave. So unfortunately, because Tressie is over in Kota Kinabalu, I will not be able to join that. But we'll try to make sure that people will be able to watch her. Watch you trying to shave yourself, right, at this point in time?
Yes, I'm trying to self saving shaving, so I'm not sure how to do it. I've been watching YouTube on how to how to, because I never done it. You know, this is the first time. So and my husband is not around, so he doesn't allow me to go to salon, I believe. So I have to help myself to protect myself. I'll find a way. Don't worry.
You need a mirror at the back. You need a mirror at the back so you can see.
I'm not sure. I have to figure out. But anyway, I have a short hair, so not much to go from here. So I think it's easier. It's different from Amelia. You know how you do it, how you did it.
So I'm going to follow Amelia's footstep in terms of I'm most likely going to shave my head over in dignity. But just because I am follically challenged at this point in time in terms of that, so I'm going to add this into the picture. I'm gonna get people to wax my leg. Haven't done it in, I think was university ragging. That was the only time, and it was like painful as hell. So I'm gonna show my leg a bit. It's like it's not as hairy as it is, but there's decent amount of hair to do that, and I'm gonna shave this like totally. So it like
Not shave, wax.
wax this. You serious?
Yeah, lah, might as well lah, right? This is all about pain, right? Overcoming pain.
Oh no, I want to grow. I want to grow this back.
But Amelia, when we shave, we don't feel the pain.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, it was a different kind of pain.
It's more emotional pain. But yeah, like I would like as it hits 20,000 in terms of our collective fund, and I will do that. But I think I'll probably do a periodic one. Like when it hit a certain milestone, I was just like, okay, here, wax one. I do not know. We'll try to figure out, but we're also looking for people to, as much as we are looking for people to donate, we're also looking for people to help spread the message, help to share around, and so on. Let's talk about who are we impacting, like who are we helping actually. So, Tressie, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah. Okay. I actually have two missions. I think I'm over ambitious after I said it. I a bit regret, but you know, this is the way how you force yourself into it. So I'm going to, overcome the challenge. The first mission is to, again, is a social enterprise kind of nature kind of activities, meaning that this will benefit the underprivileged community that I've been working with. So the mission is to raise funds for three sewing machine, and also the wages, the payment to the whoever is doing the sewing, and I train them. I design the PPE myself. In whether it's a fabric face mask or whether it's a frontliners PPE. So I train them to do it, and then I connect them, to make the deal with the government. So I want the circular economy going, instead of, I'm not talking about voluntary nature, because our underprivileged community has been pledging for food aids and all this. So they are running out of food and running out of money to buy the necessity. So that's why I want to run as a social enterprise. So to do the PPE and also the face mask project. So at this moment, just now I talked about Prof for cost. It is an ongoing project already. So in our group, we have two deaf ladies who is doing the sewing, and a few backup seamstresses to help me, to meet the orders. Sometimes we have many orders, we have in a week, we have to do like 200, 300 pieces of face masks. So with the 2 OKU, we can't cope with the orders. So that's why we need some backups. So we pay them because this will sustain them for the living. Okay. So the other mission is the home planting, home cultivation. So I've been doing my home planting all this while, I think about 3-4 years already. So I'm kind of self-sustaining on my vegetable. So I don't buy many type of vegetable from supermarket. I accept carrot, broccoli, and those winter kind of veggie. But tropical veggie, I got many in my garden. So this is a way on how you sustain your food resources. So that's why I want to transfer this kind of knowledge and information to the villages and kampong people, because they have landed property already. So might as well another step, they can make it sustainable food resources instead of hoping for the food aid donation, which is what is going on at this moment. I have many friends has been doing many rounds of food aid donation and distribution. So I don't know how many rounds again they have to do it. So of course, in the short term, we need the donation. But for a long term, I would say home planting and cultivation is necessary. It's like you are in a war. So you have to, these are the survival skill that you need to have in order to survive. So I really want to pledge, to have this kind of movement to all the people who have lands, whether they can offer their lands or anything, to do the planting for themselves. So at this moment, I think a few people we get together, like Nina Offman, Vivi, and all this. They are already, get together and source for land and community to do all this gerbun. We call it gerbun communities. So that is one community, and the other community will be Rainbow of Hopes, which stateless kids. So I would like to transfer those information to them. So these are a few underprivileged community that I've been working with since before. So that's why I would like to have it going in a different manner, because due to this pandemic, so we have to intense the movement. So talking about the sewing machine, I applied for three machines. So I have worked out 2 beneficiaries. One is Sabah Society for the Deaf, and also one is for Rainbow of Hopes, which the stateless kids school. So that's where they need the job, they need the training, they need to sustain their living.
So thanks a lot, Aaron Lee. I asked Aaron Lee, thank you very much. He mentioned I love the mission. Isun O, I'm not familiar. Are your family members supportive of your involvement? I'm not too sure whether it's directed at any of us. My parents don't know, but yes.
Actually, that's for me because he is my husband.
So on my side, yeah, Amelia, how about yours?
Mine, they have been very supportive. At first, when I told my mom, she's like, "Huh, really? Yeah." But I mean, my parents have generally been very supportive of like whatever I do. So yeah, everyone's been very supportive.
So
Yeah.
also your husband just say that the handle should be Tressie Botaki, not Tressie Botak. So you want to comment on that?
Well, yeah, because my name is actually Yap Ki, so my Chinese name. So that's why there is a reason why I put Ki there.
Understood.
Yeah.
It's
So
very
so
cute.
one of the things that I mean the situation in Sabah is like I don't think a lot of people, especially in West Malaysia, actually understand what's the situation in Sabah. Like the amount of cases that is happening there is equivalent to the what during the first lockdown has happened to whole Malaysia happening in the state of Sabah. Sabah has a population roughly about 2.5 million people. But at the same time, they do not have the same similar facility. It's spread out all over Sabah. They don't have the similar facility in terms of how it was over in Peninsular Malaysia. And if you look at the cases by district, it's actually quite spread out, and it's all around. Looking at Kota Kinabalu, Tawau, Sandakan, and for those who have no idea how far some of these places, Lahadatu to Kota Kinabalu is about 7.5 hours if you're driving non-stop, basically. And how are the people on the ground handling? Like I think there's a loss of income in terms of where they are. Like some people are not working. Like what is the general feeling about it? I know our friend Eugene who runs Chill's food. They have it's a lockdown, so they have to only do delivery, so there's no dining and stuff like that. Tressie, can you just like share a bit what's going on?
Okay. From my part, because I stay at home very, most of the time, so I don't go outside. But I hear a lot of news from friends and friends around me. I've been invited to many groups to sew the PPE. So these are some of related to public hospitals. So that's why I imagine they are lacking of PPE, but I don't know how lacking they are, or whether they have weeks supply or month supply or year supply. So also depends on the cases,
Yeah.
whether you know how many new cases happen in one day. So if high number of cases happen every day, of course we are not enough. But anyway, we have to do our backups. So we've been called to, as a volunteer to do all the PPEs. So self-organized groups, and also church groups, and NGO groups, and government, even government agency.
Yeah.
So so that's make you feel a bit worrying. But I heard they were saying actually hospital they have enough supply. So but we just have to stand by. So that's the thing. And in terms of like lost jobs, and loss of income and all this, I heard a lot of friends and family, they are losing jobs. So that is why I encourage all this initiative to to help in a way. Yeah, so that's about that. I know because every day I'm hiding at home. This is what I heard, and from Facebook, you can get to know all this information. Yeah.
Amelia, your cousin, right? If I'm not mistaken, you have a
Yeah.
relative actually in the front line working in Sabah. Which part of Sabah, and like what's the situation that you hear from her?
She's actually working in Tuaran. She's a medical officer, and she's basically a frontliner. And she just got transferred over to a low risk quarantine center. I mean, you say it's like real low risk, but they're all still COVID positive.
Yeah.
And she's my younger cousin, and like, yeah, I mean, she's been at this for the past 10 months, and they're overworked, they're definitely tired, they're scared every day. And for me, like, I just respect her so much. She needs to keep going, and it's lonely as well, right? Because it's like, when you come, and she's all the way in Sabah, her family is here, so even on her day off, she's alone. So
Yeah.
you don't get to seek comfort with your family, and you worry about your family who is back in KL, right? Even though cases here are not extremely high, it's just being far away. So, and her story is, of course, not the only story, right? It is the similar story for every one of our frontliners who are serving in hospitals, which is why it's so crucial for us to remember that there are people right now who are sacrificing a lot, and they are struggling every day, but they keep going because they're here to serve the country, and they're here to ensure that this virus is beaten back down and to save people's lives. So yeah, that's kind of like the situation there.
Yeah, I think for me, in terms of looking at like the people that we're working with and so on, I am super concerned in terms of especially all the rural areas like Semponar, and that seeing photos that William sent me, like, there's a lot more that we can do, and I hopefully like this particular fundraising can actually help a bit, especially in terms of Tressie's goal in terms of helping them to provide some sort of income, self-sustainability, and so forth. This is something we all have to come together and fight, and I do understand that it's not easy. It's not going to be easy in terms of like, are we going to overcome this? Will this be the final wave, or so on? There are hopes in terms of vaccines and stuff like that, but that is nothing clear in the horizon. So at the same time, like, I think all of us have to do our part to try to like, one is to be safe yourself. I think that's above all.
Yeah.
And like Tressie is doing, like Tressie is just like staying at home and just there, adhere to SOP. If you can help, the link is right below. 100%project.org, Tressie Botak, or it will not change. We'll have a shortened URL for that. And the goal is 20,000 ringgit for now. We are still looking for additional volunteers to come in to actually talk to cover the 30,000 limit. So, Tressie, do you want to explain some of these photos? Like, who are these people?
Okay. Yeah, these are all the photos that taken, I think, 2 weeks ago. This was a self-organized group by Dr. Cassandra Lim and another doctor. So a few of them get together and self-raising the fund and then do the PPE. So she approached me to design the coverall, means the head to toe kind of jumpsuit. The jumpsuit, that one. The jumpsuit kind of a PPE, which is used for ICU, the high risk, high risk department. So so we just finished 300 pieces for this. Each of the piece it will take about 1.5 hours to do. So it is a very, very tedious work. And because we have to talk about the security of the seam, security of the lines, in the PPE, it's with the connection. So so we just completed today and tomorrow is the deadline to due. Yeah. So which are the photos again?
Yeah, this
That
one.
I explained? Yeah. This one I've explained it.
So these are basically in terms of where the budget breakdown is. So I think one of the questions is basically there are other PPE that is actually coming from China or coming in from like Peninsula Malaysia. Like why are we still manufacturing it, DIYing it? I think a lot, like Tressie and I did talk about it. Like the time for it to reach from China to KL to Sabah is so long, and the people on the ground need it right now. So yeah, those are the stuff that what. So the budget will be actually broken down in terms of this way, right, Tressie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Split into 2 mission.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the first one again is the sewing machine, 3 sewing machine at 1,500 each. Remuneration as in terms of these are the thing that you pay the people who are sewing the PPE. Material cost is 2,500. So the first mission, the total budget is like 15,000 ringgit. The second one is actually something I find that is really needed in terms of that, like seeding vegetables and getting some of this, like, so we're impacting 50 families, sorry, I got it wrongly, in terms of getting them to plant stuff ourselves to sustain themselves and so on. So
Yeah,
go
sorry.
ahead.
Actually, I would like to do more instead of 50 families. Yeah.
Mhm.
So if we are able to raise, I may have to shuffle, with the first mission, the budget on the first mission to do to the second mission. Yeah. If there are families really need this kind of knowledge and also this kind of facility.
So in Tressie, like 100 ringgit is not a lot per family. Do you think like is that enough? Like would that be enough for them?
Well, actually, talking about that, I actually a lot of people donating the seedlings and also seeds and also young plants. So I could use the 100 ringgit just to buy the the what we call it, the tools. The tools. So those are not very expensive. So I think it's achievable. Yeah, 100 or 200 is achievable.
So Lian Hong actually came out and say, "Way to go, ladies! Hats off." Actually, it's like hair off, not hats off. Thanks a lot.
Hair off.
Yeah, hair off. Yeah, both our challenge is hair off. But thanks a lot, Lian. Thanks a lot for supporting. Again, the website is actually listed below. Hold on, there's actually a question. Well, this is a big question. If sewing PPE sample or two, ask hospital if the spec is good enough, change outer hospital advice. So we see so many PPE donation hospital keep aside and not up to requirement. Can you comment on that, Tressie?
Yeah. Actually, for my experience, been asked to do the PPE, usually they have a briefing. So they have a safety briefing on how to sew the PPE. And before you are invited to sew, the sample has been sent to doctors to examine and to inspect, whether this is the right design or whether this is qualified, complied to KKM requirement. So if that's met, then all the seamstresses are going to sew the same way.
Okay.
So yeah, so we are all been told and been briefed, to do it. As a volunteer yourself, if you are already offered to sew, of course you have to take the responsibility to sew in a good quality. Yeah. So this is what I can comment. Yes.
And Yeah, it's actually the technique has actually been improved a lot since the first MCO. So I think at least a lot of the home sewers are more equipped in terms
Yes.
of like how to even like sanitization and different SOP in terms of handling. Thank you, Facebook user, for asking that question. And I think it's probably the same Facebook user or another Facebook user. Like, great job, guys. Well, sometimes because in the groups the name do not share in terms of that. So I like to just in it a bit with a with a few things. One is like, yeah, today Sabah's case is fairly low, but we're still looking at like 30 like 443 new cases, which
Mm.
is crazy. Like it's just crazy for a Malaysia standard, essentially. Like
Mm.
over there. So, any final words, Amelia? Do you have any final words for both of us that we will join you, hopefully join you soon in terms of have a botak gang coming up?
Yeah, I'm just so grateful to the both of you for taking on this challenge. Because I feel like I started. I mean, of course, like William was the one who started first, right? But I just feel that with the head shave, not only can we raise funds, we can actually create awareness for a lot of things, right? I think after my head shave, what I realized was my whole intention was to break stigma around struggle, sharing of struggle, shame, and mental health as I raise funds for, all these initiatives. And surprisingly, what I learned today was an old friend of mine actually educated me about this condition, permanent hair loss condition called alopecia. So it's a
Yeah.
condition where it's an autoimmune disease condition where people actually lose their hair permanently, and it affects from children all the way to adults, right? But a lot of women and children live in shame because they're bald. And while people don't comment when they see a bald man, they will stare when they see a bald woman or a bald kid. So I feel like, if we can get more people doing this, we can actually break the stigma around bald-headed people, right? And like Tressie was saying, like, oh, maybe after this, right, we can make bald head like the new trend, right? And it's, people look at this and it's normal anymore. And so people who actually have this condition won't feel so ashamed, right? So I guess for me, I'm just so appreciative to the both of you for taking on this challenge, because removing of the hair, especially like for Tressie, for a woman,
Yeah.
it's a big deal, or even for a guy, because it's so tied to your identity. So yeah, I think when we all look the same, then we realize actually we're all the same and we're all going through the same things. So thank you both of you for taking on this challenge.
Cheng Huat say kudos botak gang. Cheng Huat, if you want to join, but ask your wife first before I get killed for that. Mark Chai says see you botak soon, Tressie. Thanks for the initiative. Thanks a lot, Mark. Thanks a lot, Cheng Huat. Like,
Thank you so much.
Tressie, any final words before we head off?
Oh, I thought we are going to end already.
Yeah, we can end like.
Okay, I did not I physically. So I organized mass distribution for a friend from KL, Ben Lock and Nikki Go. So they sent in 1,500 of masks for me to distribute to the kampong people and also who needs it. So I have through Nina of Man, I managed to send off some of the masks to the kampong in Sebangga. The volunteer who sent the mask, he showed me some photos during the distribution. So I was so shocked to see most of them, I mean, not most of them, all of them are not wearing masks. So I really have to hope, the government is going to the kampong to educate, these people. So I'm so worried about having all these volunteer going down there and then without all this safety SOP. So yeah, so it's very dangerous. Yeah, so I really, really hope, through the food distribution, whoever the volunteer who goes to the ground, because I don't go, I'm yeah. So, but those volunteer, going down to the ground, they just risk their life. So I really hope, there are people, at least the government, officer going to the kampong, the villages, to teach them, even though they lepak, they still have to wear masks. Otherwise, this is why we have high cases in Sabah, because our area are so vast, and then we are a lot of kampong, very deep down to the rural area. So that is the case.
Do you think it's because they don't have access to face masks, or buying all the time, like the disposable one is too expensive? Do you think it's because of that?
Two reasons. One is they probably don't have money. If they have money, they may spare for their food, so they don't think it's necessary. So that is the thing. So it's the education part. So they rather sacrifice the mask for their food. So because of lack of.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
So that's the thing. So you either go starving, or you risk for COVID-19. So kind of thing. So it depends on how you see the thing. But if you are given the choice, then they are more relaxed. You see? So, but then we still have to encourage them to wear masks. Yeah,
definitely. So we were running out of time. I just like to.
Okay.
I would like to say thank you very much for both of you, Amelia, Tressie. You've been very inspirational on that. I hope we can do this, and we hope we can cross the finish line together. And hope Mark get to see a ball version of Tressie. So
I want to chef.
I can't wait to see.
Help us do that. I also William couldn't join us. William from Kembara, he should be at TUDM sending stuff over to Sabah. So I'd like to give a shout out to William and the whole group at Rumah Kita. Viviante is like truly inspirational. Daniel. There's so many people to name, but you guys are amazing. And so like Carol Fong. So thank you very much. So. Let's do this together. Kita jaga kita. So, see you all soon.
See you.
Yeah. Please donate, please share. Bye.
Thank you.